All right. Peace, power, and love as always, and greeting. Um, Decided to jump on here. I've been debating and contemplating as to when, but trying to get a little more consistent. Starting now. Uh, Been really a lot going on, and I'm gonna talk about something. I appreciate my subscribers, my new subscribers, the brothers and sisters, trying to get there, and I'll get there with their help and consistency is really what it's all about. But I appreciate you, brothers and sisters, who have taken the time to subscribe to the channel. Um, I'm always appreciative, and I want to send a shout out to my brother Patrick Wilson, who's going through some trying times. I'm gonna try to put something together for him, but hopefully the radio station will be jumping back off this fall. Um, but I still want to give him a shout out. That's my activatemedia.org connection out of Boston, Mass. And good brother. And I think that, we all are going through some real adverse situations. Um, I want to talk about something tonight. I often say that what we don't um, I'm kind of y'all don't understand once I get into it. I'm trying to put my words together. The things that we ignore, you know, are the things that will eventually affect us. I always say that, if we don't sweep around our front door, trouble will make it there. And what I mean when I say that is, we need to stick together. It's time for us to stick together, period, point blank. Um, I'm seeing so many things already that are happening that um, have me beside myself, to say the least. But I'm concerned about our children, and I'm gonna get all off into it. Right now, it's a case going on right now in Frisco, Texas, which is like north of the Dallas area. Um, I'm telling y'all, it's time for us to bring ourselves together and build so that we can watch over one another, protect one another. I'm not caring about this DNC, the Do Not Care Party. I'm not, all that right there, really, y'all, that's the same old, song and dance. Same song and dance every 4 years. And we continue to let them suck us in. You know, Same with the GOP. I ain't got no love for them neither. So before you start trying to say, oh, well, you ain't a Democrat, you must be for Trump. I ain't for neither one of them. Because neither one of them have our best interests at hand, at heart. Neither one of them. You ain't heard her come out with no kind of plan, no kind of policies, no nothing. And you best believe and you best know that she's not going to do anything specifically for black people. No. Um, I'm concerned about our welfare across the board, men, women, and children. And going into this election season, we really need to be vigilant. There's a case happening right now in Frisco, Texas, where I'm going to watch the news so that I can get a little more, and then I'm going to do some Googling. I actually ran across the case actually on Smash the Topic. uh, he does break out a lot of cases, a lot of things that happen here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. Gotta appreciate that brother and gotta shout him out. But yeah, that's where I first ran into it, because he was supposed to had interviewed the mother, but due to things that happened with the case, he postponed it. But now it has actually finally, it happened over about a week ago or so, is when I saw it on his page. But yeah, this kid left, went to school, was fine, came home, and he's in the hospital still. Well, I don't know if still, but the picture that they showed on the news today, and I missed the news earlier, but he was still in the hospital bed. There's an attack on our blackness, and we need to understand that. And that's why I say I don't give a damn about no Republican, no Democrat, no, none of them. And the thing about it is, there are other people running besides Donald Trump and Biden Harris. But they're not the big lobbyists like most politicians. So you don't hear much about those others who are running. But my whole thing is, who cares? Like I say, all the big hoorah job that's going on right now at the Do Not Care convention, and they still not gonna care. And the thing about it is, their only policy seems to be beat Donald Trump. That seems to be the only thing that they're focused on. They're not focused on what's happening. And you better believe that if she wins, I kind of digress and I'm going to get back on point. If she wins, we still won't get anything in return. And we need to start focusing on us. Damn, they pose, for real. I look, at the highlights of this Do Not Care convention, and I see a lot of us in the audience. And then, real talk, and I don't have nothing against Megan Thee Stallion. I could care less. If they gonna pay her to do what she did, so be it. But what's the point of that? And who is that for? Because that has nothing to do with anything. But that is the horse and pony show that they put on to try to allure us. And I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to get back on my subject. Don't listen to all these celebrities. Oprah Winfrey, Roland Martin, he another one that's getting paid. Ricky Smiley, he another one that Then you get D.L. Hughley, instead of him challenging her and asking her some tough questions, shit, he got on his knees and told her to bend over. I want to kiss your ass, pretty much, because he bootlicked like everything. Uh, who else? Steve Harvey, he another one, trying to shame you or make you feel like you not black if you don't vote for that mixed girl, for that mixed lady, what that Indian lady. So I'm done with that. To each his own. But I'm concerned about our children. Situation in Frisco, and this one hit home with me. You see, I'm really upset about it. Uh, my son's sister, my son, the mother of my son, her daughter, was shot by an individual. She had to watch one of her friends' life be taken. And I'm going to tell this story how I got it. This happened in Tulsa, of all places. And of course, it was one of them folk that did it. And as I got the story, and just say a prayer for her, say a prayer for my son, her mother. There's another brother, older brother, so just say a prayer for them. And hope her and wish her a speedy recovery. See, this is what I mean. If we don't start taking care of one another, what's not at your doorstep can make it to your doorstep. We've got to be vigilant and protecting our children, because this idiot walked up to this 15-year-old and pulled the trigger, but it didn't fire at his head. Then he put it to his chest and fired, and it took him away from here. 15. Now that bothers me, because now the mother of my son, her daughter, because this idiot did that and kept firing while they were trying to get away. See, this is the mentality that I always talk about. And this one bothers me bad because it's close to home. And this is going to have a mental effect on her and on her mother, I'm sure, and my son and the other brother, all involved, and especially her. He, in firing at them, trying to get away, because let me rewind. It's around 2 something in the morning, and that is late. And I'll just say it how my granddad, rest his soul, rest in power, daddy, but he used to always tell me, Nunu, ain't nothing out there in them streets after midnight but devilment. And back then, I mean, not to say that things weren't, there wasn't an element of, something could happen, but back then, things were less likely to escalate to violence the way they do now. And that is why I encourage all my brothers and sisters in the states where you have to get licensed to definitely get licensed. Excuse me. Get licensed, get armed, and get vigilant about your surroundings and those around you. You know, back to 2 something in the morning. So yeah, those are the hours of devilment. Those are the hours where things are happening after under the cover of so-called darkness. So they're being kids, doing what kids do, probably laughing, talking, probably a little loud, but it doesn't warrant the end result. No one, and I'm not going to call names, no one should have lost their life. An adult, a sane adult, would have asked the children to keep the noise down. True enough, in today's times, it's probably not smart to approach or maybe even say anything. You never know what another person may have. But that's beside the point, because in this situation and in so many other situations, where we're victimized, shot, gunned down, taken out of here, that's their go-to. That's it. For some reason, with those folk, that's their equalizer. That's their answer for everything. Everything doesn't have to, doesn't call for a firearm. See, and some people like that idiot, don't need firearms. He's not responsible. I have 7 guns, 7 weapons, 7 firearms, however you want to say it. But I'm responsible. I mean, yeah, I may get mad or upset, but I don't run and go get no damn gun. And that's the problem with some people. Some people are not responsible enough. And this administration is allowing a whole new element. And this is why I'm saying to get armed. Because right now in Houston, Texas, there was a 12-year-old I just caught wind of, whose life was taken by some of these people who Biden and Enhide Harris are letting into the country. And I don't care who or what they let in, but there needs to be some type of screening process, because from what I heard in the Houston area, they taken over whole apartments and put people out. And if that's true, oh wow. But I've digressed. Um, so this idiot gets the gun and gets, yeah, like I say, fires off his weapon because they're, I guess, too loud. You know, uh, and like I say, it's so unnecessary, so unnecessary for that to have happened. Uh, for what? Being too loud? For being too loud while black. I mean, it's really nothing that we can or can't do that won't get that reaction from those with that mentality. And there are a lot of them with that type of mentality. We saw it. We just saw a case where the old white woman who shot Ajika Owens uh, found guilty. And I haven't, I meant to Google that yesterday, but I got off track. But I'm interested in knowing how many years she got, if they have sentenced her yet. I don't even know if they've sentenced her yet, but those type of people are out here amongst us. And we are always their focus for some reason. Our children are not safe in their schools. This is why I say we need our own. And let me go on and say it because I haven't said it yet. We need each other. I keep saying that. Subliminally, I hope it's sinking in, because I say it in every video in some form or fashion, in some part, because I want that to really sink in. We have never really confided in one another. We've never really united with one another the way our ancestors did. And yeah, we don't have to, we feel. But the same thing they were going through, we're going through, is just done more covertly now. But see, we're in a time, and I've been saying this for the last few months, towards like about the last year this time, but things are starting to be revealed, and there's only so much that, it's only so long that truth can be hidden. And I used to tell people about 7, 8, 9 years ago, pay attention to those folks, because they're going to start coming back into their natural character. And we're seeing that. The panic. For some reason, any type of emotional stimulation provokes violence from those with that mentality, unfortunately. And we have to be aware of that, or better yet, just get away from it. Because what I really wish is that the brothers out west, the brothers up north, and the brothers up on the northeast and Midwest would all just come on back into Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, all the way over to northern South Carolina. Florida, they can have Florida. Tennessee too. Let's throw Tennessee in the mix. Yeah, let's just all come back and then start putting our money to work for us. Where we start congregating, they'll leave. They're gentrifying monthly, weekly, daily, hourly. That's their plan now. So we need to take advantage and start economically putting things together for us so that we can protect our children, so that these types of incidents will stop. Because see, I'm really eager to see how this proceeds forward. And I'm probably going to pay a visit to Tulsa in the midst of all this. I like to maybe go up there and sit in on the trial a day just to look at that piece of trash ass Trumper and look him in his eyes just to get a feeling of what kind of damn devil he is. I ain't never been close to the devil. And going to one of those hearings would probably be the closest I'd ever get to one of them breathing. Because that really enrages me. Here is a young lady not long ago graduated high school, in college, trying to do something with her life, and you have this jackass of an individual who takes things to the extreme and decides to pull out a weapon and unfortunately take a young man's life. 15. And my condolences go out to his mom, dad, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, his family as a whole as well. Let's just be in prayer for all those that were involved. See, these are the things that we can stop. If we come together and stay together, shit like that won't happen. We can make it stop. See, because it's one thing that I know. These coward police ain't gonna do nothing unless it's a kill a nigga call. And forgive me for putting it like that, but that's what it is. Unless it's a call where they coming out to take the life of one of us, they not coming. Believe me, they not coming. I can't believe that they caught this jackass. And I wish you all could see a picture of him. I have a picture of him. And then she ended up being struck in the leg, shattering her femur bone above her knee. She's gonna have to definitely go through some therapy and all, but she's still here. I've lost a child. I don't wish that pain on nobody. Nobody deserves that. I don't care how old you get. You do not ever want to bury a child. period. So when I say my condolences and my thoughts and prayers, that's heartfelt. That's from the very bottom of my heart. And it'll stay there. Because that's senseless. Senseless. And this administration will do nothing about it. We can't get them to pass the George Floyd Act, so I say, fuck them. We don't need them. We bring ourselves together in unity, even if we don't do it physically. But if we bring ourselves together, unify ourselves collectively. I'm getting tongue, getting a little excited. But if we collectively come together, we can make all of this madness stop. And then we won't need damn this system, because we can help one another come up. We can be one another's bank. We can be one another's grocery store, school, hospital, doctor, lawyer. We already got it. We already have those individuals. We already have individuals in every area of what we need to build a nation. And what's really crazy is, you see how our people are steadily inventing new things? Yeah, that's what we got. And we need to put that to work for us. This. Like my great granddaddy said, that was the best thing he ever could have told me. Get all you can get up here, Nunu, because can't nobody ever take that. And that has ridden with me to this day. And that's why I thirst for getting it up here. I'm not college educated. I'm self-educated. And then the Most High will guide you. The ancestors will guide you in the right direction and keep you on point. Keep you grounded, fearless in speaking. Because somebody's got to do it. And we all have the ability to do it. And if we do this collectively, nothing will stop us. Not can, nothing will stop us. You see, we're unstoppable when we are putting our minds to certain things that we like. We become unstoppable in that area. We become masters of that. I've always said that we're masters of everything that we touch. Everything we take part in, we become masters of it. And that's just the truth. So it's time for us to master unity collectively. Let's master that shit. On some real talk, we need each other. I mean, we are all we got. And if this system crumble, where are we going to turn to? One another. So why not let's go ahead and get that shit in order now, so we can turn to one another. Because the time is coming. The time is coming where we going to be looking for somebody that look like you, me. We're going to be looking for somebody. Yeah, where they at? Where we at? We need to go on and get there now. We ain't got time to keep wasting, spending money on all this other materialistic bullshit, as opposed to putting that money into something that can help the next generation and the next and the next. And see, when they see us doing it, they gonna do it too. That's what's crazy about it. When we start showing them how to do it, we stop showing them how to shake their ass and twerk and do TikTok videos and all that shit. I really wash my hands. We focused on the wrong things, and in the meanwhile, we getting victimized, terrorized. Our children, our women. I've saw so many videos lately of our women and children being victimized for little petty shoplifting crimes and nothing crimes. And don't forget the female that was taken, had her life and her the life of her daughter. She was pregnant, taken by the cop who jumped in front of her car because they said she was stealing some liquor. Is that worth a life? Our lives seem so meaningless to them folk. And my life means something to me. And before I allow somebody to just take that breath from me, you better believe I'm going to do everything within my power to stay breathing. I like breathing. I know there's going to come a time when my breathing will stop, but I'm not going to let anyone prematurely interrupt that if I have anything to say about it. And that's the mentality that we need to have. We need to stop letting these folk take our breath, take our children's breath, take our women's breath, our brothers and sisters, elderly even. In Lynch land, ain't nothing changed here in Lynch land. Land of the thieves, home of the slave. Ain't nothing done to build this country that I consider brave. Taken from the poor only to give it to the rich, while we pull up by that bootstrap. And ain't that a bitch? Promises made over and over, never coming to pass. One thing remaining the same is that our place is last. And while we continue docile ways, showing empathy and compassion, the thing we yearn for most will keep on passing us by. No need to wonder why. Blood is spilled, we cry, but constantly in refusal of unity. Why? Why? So we'll continue to die. That's an equation. That's a question. That's an equation answered without question. And while we waiting for confessions, they make them with Smith and Wesson. Mm, mm, mm. We got to stop and think and understand and not forget who we dealing with. This one hit home, close to home, because this is going to affect my son, because him and his sister, you know, big sister, little brother, and they was like that, thick as thieves, as his mom put it. And I believe it. I see that. But that is so unnecessary. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Are we going to allow them to continue to have their way, or will we come together, stay together, and change the condition? because we got the power to do it. It's time for us to really, I say this a lot, meditate about where you want to be. Meditate about how you want things to be. And start gravitating toward those types of individuals. It's gotta start somewhere. Why not you? Why not? See, the longer that we procrastinate, it's only going to cost us in the long run. Time is of the essence. And scripture's happening now. Revelation's happening now. And it's time for us to get with what's right and keep it pushing. It's time to do the right thing. And fuck everything else. Because see, this system ain't right. It's far from right. A system that will allow individuals to hunt other individuals without consequence. Yeah. Ain't nothing fair, just, equal about that. And I get tired of people saying this is election season, election year. Our ancestors ain't died for us to vote. Our ancestors died and fought so that we could be here and keep fighting. Because that vote ain't never done nothing for us, period. And it ain't going to start doing nothing for us now. Don't keep being bamboozled, thinking that something's going to change. The only way something's going to change is when you change it. And that the first step in that change is you, me, people like us who really are sick and tired of being sick and tired. I really understand what the old folk meant when they say that now. Because you do get tired of being sick and tired of groceries too high. My kids ain't safe. My women ain't safe. My sisters, my mom, my aunts, my nieces, my nephews. We ain't safe. And that troubles my spirit so bad that we not concerned. It's real, y'all out here. It's real. I'm gonna keep y'all updated, of course. And I'll even keep y'all updated too on that Frisco situation. It's crazy how our lives, nobody has any regard for black lives. All right, I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Y'all be safe out here. I mean, really pay attention to your surroundings, you know. If you ain't got to go to no Walmarts and them big box stores, don't go. Them be some of them main target places, you know. And sad to say, concerts and things like that as well, you know, just places where a lot of people gather. And I'm really edgy about, I don't go to Walmarts and shit like that. And if I do, I'll sit in the parking lot. And yes, I have my weapon on me. So yeah, if that Walmart is ever targeted, I can at least maybe, just maybe, intervene. But it's time for us to not even have to worry about that. We just build our own where we can go to our own and start going to your own. Even now, support your black businesses. That's how we gonna grow. And that's what's gonna allow the next person to do it and the next person to do it. We gotta really start thinking collectively. Damn them entertainers and all of them. Like I said earlier in the video, all them old gatekeeping rich boule Negroes that's all at the Do Not Care convention right now capping. See them all capping in there. I saw the little highlights. Yeah, all the celebrities been there. So, I mean, that's politics. It's just that politics. A pile of shit is what it is. Anyway, I said I was through. That's all I got. Yeah. Y'all take care of your kids. Watch your kids. Watch your kids. Watch your surroundings, your neighbors, and all these folks, because you don't never know what's on these folks' minds. And there's one thing about them folk: some be on their mind, they act on it. They don't have any types of rationality. It seems they just do what they brains say to do right off the rip. Ain't no thoughts, second thoughts, and conscious thoughts about it. That's who we dealing with. That's the nature of those folk with that mentality. So be careful out here. Real talk, be careful. Make sure your people be careful. And like I said, if you're not armed, get armed. Check the laws in your state. Get licensed. If you need to, if you have to, if it's a requirement, and get on and learn how to go to the range. If you live in the country, like I grew up in the country, just go to the woods like we used to do, country boy shit, just go to the woods and pop a few rounds off it at a tree or something, But learn how to use it. That's all I'm saying. It's self-defense. It's not illegal. Self-preservation is a must. But that's all I got. I appreciate y'all. All my new subscribers as well. I appreciate you all. I love y'all. This is why I do this. I don't do this for nothing other than to try to connect the dots. We being the dots, so that we can create the correct flow. Like I always say, it's about movement, direction, flow, current. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, like I say, like, share with a friend that you think might, be like-minded, because it's time for us to, shake some shit up. It's time for us to make sure we all right, first of all, So with that being said, like I always say in closing, it's time to plan, organize, and unify, because we all have a key right here and right here. I'm out. Peace, power, and love.